You're listening to the REITE Club podcast, where the focus is all about helping you grow your real estate investment portfolio and live the life you want to live. Come grow with us and join our community at thereiteclub.com. And now your hosts, Sarah Larby and Alfonso Salemi.
For somebody starting out, like everybody asks me, how do I start? I tell them house hack with a build. So because it's just easier, you don't have to have that 20% down available. I mean, unless the rules have changed. So don't quote me on that, because our house has been 6 years and things change a lot on a regular basis for lending practices. But that's how we started. So if the rules are still the same, you don't have to have the 20% available. You just need to show that, you've got your budget and you're able to build your house for that amount of money. So you got to get your plans drawn up. You got to get a bid or budget in. So like we do a lot of, we do plans for my cousin. He just built his own house last year. We did the same for him. We did the design of his house. We did the budget for him. We worked with him, figure out what he was going to do himself, what he was going to hire for. And then he brought that to the bank. And again, he got accepted the same way we did. So that's how I would say. And then if you're able to design it with a basement apartment, so you can get that extra income and that you can go and refi after a year because your value will have gone up with that extra unit, then you can get a HELOC, right? And then you can keep going with that process. But that would be the best way to do it, because starting out right away with a secondary property, if you don't have the capital, it's tough. If you do have the capital, it's easy to do, right? Because we're managing a build for a client they've never built before, but they sold properties and they have the capital. And so they hired us to manage it's a fourplex. So they've never done this. They've hired us to do it. They got approved right away because they had the capital available. It's when you don't have that capital that it becomes more of a challenge. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said, just check with, the lenders and financial, everything changes all the time. Now is this without, so the land itself, does that have to be purchased outright? Or is that part of what Desjardins was offering you?
It depends. So, I mean, you can buy the lot outright, and obviously that helps because you'll get to the bank and you'll see you've already spent that amount of money, if you're able to buy it cash or something like that. But, like with us, we didn't have any capital when we started. So they incorporated the lot loan into the build loan. So I'm not sure exactly how they did it, but yeah, they kind of incorporated the whole thing. And then when we took possession of the lot, they gave us the first draw for the lot. And then that kind of counted as a first draw. Or it's been 6 years, so I don't really remember. Now we buy our lots cash and then we do the whole process. But yeah, no, you're usually able to get them to incorporate it. And usually what they'll say too is they'll say, okay, well, we'll give you like a mortgage on your lot for a year, but you have to build, you have to put the shovel in from today to 1 year from now. And if the shovel's not in, well, then you're going to have to pay down 30% of the capital plus interest. So it's really important that when you buy your lot and you get that, because it's the cheapest kind of loan that you can get, just make sure you're ready to build within that year. Again, though, this is just based on my personal experience. So to everyone listening, get your own info, because I don't know what.
No, this is critical. This is such valuable information, because I know myself, never developed building anything myself. You talk to others and you say, oh, I'm going to go find a chunk of land and build a nice house. And, I commonly hear person, oh, you can't do that. You can't get a mortgage on raw land. And I'm probably just asking the people that have never done it. That's why I love having this conversation. Somebody like yourself that has gone through it. So you were mentioning all the different design, environmental, the permits, the servicing. So obviously over the years and with the multiple projects that you've done, you must have built, a really strong team around you that have helped you. So who are some of the key team members going through this process that you want to make sure that you have a good line of communication, their experience in what they're doing, it's not their first time, right? Obviously you have that background from your parents and your family, but now as you build your team, helping other investors build their portfolios, who are the key team members that you always lean on and you're like, that I need that person, I got to call that, they're on speed dial, they're my fave five. Who are those team members?
Yeah, I love that question because it's such an important part of this business. First of all, a real estate lawyer. Get a good real estate lawyer, someone you can count on, someone who really wants to see you succeed. We've had, it was a family friend, but still he's amazing. And again, to this day, like he's always helping us out and he's on speed dial. And then the other person would be accountant or bookkeeper, somebody again who has experience in multi-units, rentals, and preferably construction if you're doing construction, because our guy does the same thing as us. He's about the same age and has the same amount of properties, and like he knows, and he like as he's doing his stuff, he learns and then he like applies it to us, which is amazing. Like I love that guy, and I tell him every time he gets us out of jams all the time. I'm like, dude, I love you so freaking much. So yeah, that's another one. A good realtor, maybe you can have a good realtor that, you know, that's willing to, like, our realtor keeps us on a list as soon as a property or a lot comes for sale. Like I get the email right away. He's always like on the lookout, because like raw land, especially right now this year, it's impossible to find raw land. Everybody's jumping on it as soon as it becomes on the market. So having a realtor who's really like willing to see you succeed and really wants to be there with you. So that's another key person. Appraiser, we had an amazing appraiser and he retired, and now I just started working with another appraiser and I do not like her, and I'm switching to someone else as soon as I can. So yeah, it's just, that's another thing too, right? You're gonna kind of change your key team members as you grow, and you're just gonna kind of adapt. You try someone, like I tried her, don't like her, it's not working out, we're going to finish what we're doing, and then I'm going to someone else. So that just happens. But and then a good maybe like a good general maintenance contractor guy who kind of can, especially when we're building, we're super busy, we don't have time to take on the maintenance calls from the rentals, so we have one or two people that we know we can rely on and send them out to do stuff, or even just to help us on site when Rob needs a hand. And then yeah, have your family and your friends, make sure you've got someone in your corner that's supporting you, because it gets rough, it gets tough, and it's good to have those people that do believe in what you're doing, because a lot of people don't understand or don't believe. So make sure someone actually understands what you're doing and motivates you, because you're gonna need that too.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's pretty cool that, like, it sounds like your parents were supportive because they used to do it themselves and they were able to help you. And that's huge, right? That you didn't have parents that said, "Oh my God, you're crazy." What did your friends say? Like, did they know you would always do this regardless, just because of your background in school, or did they have any comments about, "Oh my God, you're going to lose your shirt"?
I'm not sure. Friends, I don't really care what my friends think. So I don't think I ever really paid attention to that chatter. No, I think people at first were like, because we started, like, we built our house and was like, oh my God, cool. And then we built another property, like, really, why? And then we built another one. Oh my God, again, what are you doing? And so and then at the third one, we're like, yeah, we're starting a business with this. And they're like, okay, but nobody really said anything. I think people just kind of didn't understand the business model. It's kind of hard to explain, because we're not selling these properties. So it's not like you're a builder selling for a profit, we're keeping them. So it's difficult to explain. But no, most of my friends just thought it was really cool. And they're just, they think it's really awesome. I think if people did have an opinion of, well, we do hear sometimes people saying like, oh, if the market crashes, everything going on, like, you're going to be the first one to lose everything. And no, like, we do our research, we're ready for a crash. So no, but sure, think what you want. I like that kind of comment, because it pushes me to be like, yeah, watch me.
Absolutely. And I do want to say, I mean, you guys are really hands-on, right? So you're really hands-on and you have a background, but let's just say somebody doesn't have the background that you have. Can you share like the stuff that you guys do? Because you do a lot like of work through those things. And then if somebody wants to be more hands-off and not do that, who do they need then to replace what you're doing or what Rob's doing in this situation?
Yeah. So when Rob and I started out, we did a lot of the stuff ourselves. So we did, basically we subbed out for the big things. So excavation, concrete, foundation, framing, any of the big stuff we would sub out, because we're not going to deal with that. Also plumbing, I always recommend, if you're not a plumber, get a plumber. Don't do the plumbing yourself, because it's the one thing that always breaks or leaks, and you want a plumber that's going to come and fix it under maintenance after a year, under contract warranty, after a year. But my husband did do electrical. So in Ontario, you can do your own electricity if you're in your own property, if you get a proper ESA permit. So he did electricity, insulation, drywall, trim, kitchen install. We get our IKEA kitchens. Well, not these days, not with the lockdowns, but usually we did IKEA kitchens. Basically all the finishings after that. If you're looking to do to be more hands off, then chances are, I just say people, if you can't do all the work yourselves, then make sure you have the capital to back it up, because you're gonna have to put down a bigger down payment. For us, like the way we do it now, we started hiring out more people because we do have more capital. And Rob can't do everything alone. Like we're building 2 4-plex at once right now. So we're all over the place. And I'm pregnant, so I can't help him as much as I used to. So we started hiring out a lot more. We hired an electrician now and all that stuff. If you're gonna do it yourself though, yeah, just have the capital, because then I don't know how you're going to do it. If it's the only way, right? It's either you do it yourself and you save that money, or you have the capital to pay for those people to do it. Because you want to make sure that at the end of it, you still get to your 80% value, 80% of your value. If it costs you more to build than your value, than your finished value, then it's a failure to me. Like it's not where a lot of people do that though. They want to buy for appreciation. Or they want to build or whatever for appreciation. That's not me. I'm cash flow all the way. So it depends what your goal is, I guess. But we always make sure that we're below 80%, like 70 if we can. But sometimes we'll go to 80 if we can refi some, pull out some cash and put it into the next one. But yeah, just make sure you're at 80 at least.
Thanks for listening to the REITE Club podcast and joining our community of real estate investors online at thereiteclub.com, where the focus is about helping you grow. We look forward to seeing you again next week. Thanks from your hosts, Sarah Larby and Alfonso Salemi.